This is the day, the real day. Welcome. Let's get in. Are you visible? What happens in your business when you show up for yourself? I'm going to read the dedication page first. I would like to dedicate this book to the team behind me at home in Canada, in the United States, in France, and in the heavens. All my coaches, business collaborators, friends, colleagues, and loved ones who supported me every day during the journey, their own ways. A special hug to Michel, my husband, and Ivanoe, my son, for their unconditional love and patience with me. I also dedicated this to my parents, Annie and Gérard Binet, my sister, Charlotte, and my nephew, Luan, and to Simone, my 102-year-old grandmother, who continues to inspire me every day. She wears lipsticks, sings and dances during family parties, and still enjoys what we both love, champagne, to celebrate la joie de vivre. So that's your dedication page. Then you have your acknowledgement page. This book came to life because of two things. First, I chose to expand myself and follow the lead of the woman who is in my vision, without knowing if it will work or not. Second, the vision became reality because of the unconditional support of two women who saw in me what I couldn't see in myself. Thank you to Alison Roberts and Laura Marguerite Lindsay for coaching me through these epic adventures. The trust you have in me and how much you believe in my mission with social media love makes me feel so loved and supported. So I'm going to read some pages, then I'm going to welcome you, then I'm going to share with you where you can get the book and how you can play Book Launch, which is a game that I just set up where you can win stuff. And also, I'm going to invite you to come with me live if you want to come. Okay, let's go. I have always told people that I feel like I glide through life, but the part I haven't always been honest about is this. For a long time, my roller skates looked really nice and pretty, but they didn't fit right at all. In other words, I was making it, but it didn't feel very good. I like to use this metaphor because it feels authentic to me and my upbringing. I will never forget the pair of roller skates I loved so much when I was a little girl. I was raised in a village of only 250 people, and at the entrance of the village stood a castle that, despite my being raised within a mile of it, always felt very foreign to me. I remember the squeaky wheels on my beloved roller skates and the way they squeezed my toes too tight. I would practice skating on a concrete platform next to where my dad would work on tractors. And I remember telling him how one day I would be able to skate wherever I wanted. He would smile at me and entertain my imaginative declarations, never once telling me to be cautious about dreaming big. So I did. I dreamed and dreamed of changing the world, even though I hadn't seen much of it past the farmland I was raised on. When my entrepreneurial journey began, I felt like I was still in those ill fitting skates that I loved so much. I felt uncomfortable, invisible, and voiceless for a long time. And it took me a long time to ask myself an incredibly important question. What if I don't have to feel this way all the time? What if I can trade these busted skates for something that fits me better? When I began to understand that I could actually control what my entrepreneurial journey looked like, and more importantly, felt like. Everything changed. It was time to ditch the old skates for something more refined, more me. Enter my first pair of rollerblades, which I acquired in Paris just before my leap into what I call the unknown Canadian adventure. Fast forward 25 years. Here's a little confession. I'm still no rollerblading prodigy, but here's the kicker. The journey of rollerblading mirrors my entrepreneurial path in ways I never expected. It's not about overnight mastery or instant success. It's about the long haul, the grace of persistence, and the beauty of evolving at your own pace without losing the connection with the real you inside of your heart. Are you hearing pitches about instant success? I'm sure you've seen the one hit wonders that promise to catapult your stardom online. Please don't believe this. Don't believe this. Now, can you make six figures or more online? Yes. But this book is not about that. True growth in business and on Blade is a marathon instead of a sprint. There is an art to navigating the entrepreneurial landscape and a finesse to mastering visibility, and above all, a commitment to evolving into the entrepreneur you are destined to be. No shortcuts, just the sweet, rewarding journey of showing up day in and day out, ready to glide a little smoother, reach a little farther. Let's lace up for this adventure together, shall we? So I'm going to have a sip of coffee right now. I see we have some people here. Hello, hello, welcome. So I'm going to put the link to join me in the comments. Give me a second. I'm here for a little bit. So we have time to discuss. I will invite you. Hello, Shansha. I'm going to bring the link. Copy. And I think I'll put that in the comments here. And it should show up on Facebook. So those are if you, want to join me for questions, you can hop on that link. And then I know that on LinkedIn, I'm going to have to put it here myself. Where are we, LinkedIn? So basically what you do, you click on the link and then it's going to bring you to the back room, like the backstage. And then you can come in the screen with me to ask your question or share something. Here we go. If you want to join me. Oh, I did a mistake. Questions are to say something about the book. You can join me here. Pop, pop. All right. I think I did a mistake in my thingy. Yeah. Edit. We cannot edit. Well, we'll have a mistake. It's okay. So I'm going to continue. So it's just a little confession here. I've never reread the book in the book format like this. I reread the PDF. I reread all of course, the proof of it. But I didn't find the courage yet. I knew that I would take a special occasion to read it. And the special occasion is with you. So I'm reading it like officially in a book format with you. And it's so fun. So I just finished when I say, let's lace up for this adventure together, shall we? Welcome to V.I.S.I.B.L.E, where you will reconnect with your voice, your ideas, your stories, irresistible offers, beliefs, leadership, and expertise. I want you to picture liberating yourself from these antique skates and the deep subconscious belief that they represent. Beliefs that you didn't choose. What if you could free yourself from stories that are as outdated as those old roller skates? Societal biases, traumatic experiences, generational trauma, They are all part of the old gear that you've been lugging around without even realizing it. It's time to kick off those old roller skates that don't fit anymore and slip into something that lets you move freely, unburdened by the stories and beliefs that don't serve your entrepreneurial spirits. So, are you ready to use your voice and claim your power, your space in the digital and real world? Because that's the kicker. It's not just online. Good. But first, you need to understand that what it looks like to not be ready. As you dive into the pages of this book, as you dive into the pages of this book, I ask you to be open to feeling inspired, empowered, and transformed. And I said in my post yesterday that there is at least one line in that book that's going to really serve you and change something within you. So, for the sake of clarity, I want you to meet Greta, my beautiful prototype client. She is a combination of all the elements I look for when I start to work with someone. She started her entrepreneurial journey at the peak of her corporate career, then decided to step out and run her own business using her very large and wealthy network. Then the time for expansion came, and she realized that she didn't know how to use the online tools that everybody else uses. This is when she discovers my business, Social Media Love. Sometimes Greta is a very new at business, but she still comes to me and asks for help to build her online presence because she wants to learn how to recruit clients online. But most of the time, Greta has a solid business foundation and she knows that she has a visibility disadvantage. But she's ready to hire the best online visibility ally she can find on her way to massive impact. Before we move forward, I want you to visualize your own version of Greta. Don't make it complicated. Just visualize your ideal buyer and keep them close during your time with this book. Okay, so let's make a pause. I want you to close your eyes and bring to your mind's eye your ideal person, the people you love to work with. And it could be a combination of different faces together. You're magic that way. Now, and you're going to keep that person close to you the time you read the book. If that ideal buyer has a name, I would love for you to tell me a bit more about them. So you'll see in the book, a few times I give you some invitation to contact me and send me an email to contact my email. And then you're going to put in the title, you're going to put my Greta, and you can tell me the name of your Greta and who is she or he or them. I want you to go through this book with the clear intention that you can and will create magic online. You have the power to show up, to manifest, and to have a major impact through the vessel of entrepreneurship, even if it feels impossible some days. I want to, I was discussing with a client yesterday about, building an audience online. And it's, of course, way more than just numbers of people and comments and likes. Because what I've been realizing is that, with the major milestones that I've been going through right now, I felt all the love online and offline as well. But online was a real deal. And when I hit the TEDx stage the other day, last week, I felt all of you, all the encouragement, all my mission that, I couldn't just drop the ball because I was scared to go on a big stage because of you. And this takes time to nourish that type of relationship. It took me actually 10 years to build the audience that is so loving, so not only loving, but engaged, committed. And when I meet you guys in person at different events, you're the same. You're like, it's seamless, right? We've built that culture, that nurturing. And some of you become my clients, some of you become my collaborators, some of you become friends. And that's just like real life, right? So it doesn't start with a business plan. That's my point here. To build a community online starts with today. Who will you reach out to today? And either comment on their post or send a DM or check them out, encourage them in their stories. Like knitting a sweater. You knit every day, and then at the end you have a beautiful sweater. Not and then there is no end, by the way. So I want you to go through this book with a clear intention that you can and will create magic online. Becoming visible is non-negotiable. All you need is you, the current you, the past you, and your higher self, meaning the woman you want to become. And it's not like in 10 years, right? It's like next month. These three parts of you are the key players of your marketing team. In order to sell your services and programs, you need to market them. And in order to market them, you will need to use words, images, and audio that is authentic to you. Authenticity requires you to know who you're talking to, and most importantly, to master your mind and body. So, with that in mind, let's begin. Yes. So, for those of you who are interested, my very first signatures speech is about this, like the three key players you need in your marketing team before hiring even your first VA, or even I would say posting a post. And if you want me to give you access to this one, just DM me. You can DM me Impact, because the name of the talk is called Impact Talk. So DM me Impact and I'll send you the link. Achum, it's already online. I believe it's even on my website. Okay. My website is Social Media Love. I should put it in the thing here. Social Media Love baby.com. Okay. Here we go. So we're getting to chapter 1. Oh, before I go to chapter 1, I want to remind, so if you want to come and say hi and talk about the book, ask questions, because I know there are a lot of questions about, the book and everything. Come here. Just click on the link that is in the comments. The other thing I want to tell you is that the links to your Amazon, depending on your country, is in the comments. So you can click on the comments, and I believe the digital version of the book is free for the next 3 days. And then the paperback, which is here, this version, I think it's, depending on your country and your currency, it's at a very low price as well for the launch. So you can get both, right? And then the thing that I want to share with you is, once you buy the digital version, make sure, even if it's $0, it's considered a buy. Make sure you download it, because it helps Amazon to build the algorithm so that more women like you, or people who believe in my message, can see the book. Okay? And then we play. So I'm going to show you, before we go to chapter 1, I'm going to show you. I created a game called Play Book Launch. And I'm going to give you again, like there are posts everywhere that explain what it is. But basically, it's anything you do to help the baby to take off. So starting by downloading the ebook, buying the paperback, leaving a review. Even if you read 1-2 chapters, you can leave a review if you feel comfortable with it on Amazon. That's really helped to rank like higher in the, it's an ocean of books, Amazon, right? So the more you can help your book to be seen and referenced by the algorithm, the easier the more seen it is. You can invite me to talk about the book online, whether you have a Facebook profile or you have an official show, whatever. You know, you're gonna hear that a lot. No matter where it is, your voice matters, right? Whether you have an official show or you have just a bunch of friends who would be interested to talk about what it means for women to become visible. Um, it could be inviting me to a coffee chat with the book or to your house with friends, right? Where we have an evening or afternoon talking about one of my favorite topics, which is visibility. And then I would bring some books and then people could purchase the book. Anything, literally anything, if you want a workshop around visibility, anything you can do to help. What I require is a screen capture of your commitment. Basically, if you download the book, and some of you already started, I love it. You screen capture your phone with the Amazon, and then you come to my Facebook group because there are so many screen captures. The only way I can figure out who did what is in my Facebook group. And there is at the top of my Facebook group, there is a pin post where it says how to play book launch. And then in the comments, you put your screen capture using the hashtag SML launch. So I'm going to put the link to my Facebook group. Here we go. Let me find it quick. I had it ready and now it's not, but that's okay. It's okay. It's browsing. So once you are in the group, you'll see there is a pin post. And in the pin post, I say exactly how you can play. And I'm going to show the rewards because we're going to have some rewards. This is a fun part. There are 3 things you can get rewarded with. So Facebook group, here we go. To play book launch. And then I have a little grid Excel sheet where I collect everybody's screen captures. And let's say that you want me to come to your community to discuss the book, then just send me a DM or something like that, right? And then screen capture the DM and put it in the group, okay? Here we go. And I'm gonna put it on Facebook as well, on LinkedIn. Here we go. So I'm going to show you the thing is, so three ways to get rewarded. Oh yeah, and then each action is a star. So whatever you do, you screen capture, you put it in the group under the pin post, and then it counts as a star. So the maximum stars, well, you know, that's when you get access. So if you're in the top stars, and then there are multiple people that are at the same ranking level of stars, I'm going to just draw a name from that category. So the first prize it's not a prize because it's not an official contest or anything. It's really a game. And because I want to, we love incentives, right? I do. Humans loves usually to be rewarded for what they do because it's fun. There is levity. Like I talk about levity a lot in the book. So the first thing is you spend an hour with me. I call this a strategy call. The value is $500 USD. That's your number one reward. The second one is that boy here, because we're talking about being visible, right? So your voice matters. So this is a Yeti Blue mic to record your videos or podcasts if you do podcasts, or if maybe in the future you're going to do podcasts, or just so that your sound is better. Like today, I'm not using any mic. If I had to use this one, it would be a little better because it's so soft, the voice. So I wanted to show you what it looks like. And then another one, the third one is this. And it is not what you think. Listen, so this is from a friend of mine, Sophia, who is a big ambassador of Social Media Love. She's a news reporter as well, and she has a big mission. So I want to show you, it's pretty cool. It's a selfie stick that does also tripod, and it's very steady, very useful. And that, let me, it's kind of new in my life, but I've been loving it so far. So that's your tripod. And then you push again. Bang, bang. Right, so that's the tripod version of it. And then you put your phone right there. It's super high, okay? So that's the version of the tripod. And then okay, I don't want to break it. It's easy to, and how did I do it earlier? I know there is a trick and I don't want to break it, but I wanted to show you the selfie stick. Oh my God, Angie, how did I do it? I think I pushed. Yeah. Did I push? Okay, Angelique. It's easy, believe me. I just forgot the thing to make it work quick. Okay. How did I do this earlier? Whatever. As soon as I find the little clip, I'll show you, because that comes together in one, and that's your selfie stick as well, right? How did I do it? Oh, here we go. That's it. So that's your selfie stick, and then that's your taking the photos with this, right? And then you put your phone here, and then you can bend here. It's pretty cool, and it can be super, super long. So that's the little goodies. If you have any questions, let me know. But the thing is, go to the Facebook group and everything is explained in there. So let's do chapter 1. I will never forget the looks of disbelief that were staring back at me on Zoom one day as I told a group of fellow female entrepreneurs the story of my first business retreat. You know what I realized? That's because it's early morning for me. I forgot to put my live on Instagram. That's not fair for my Instagram people. Let's change that. Oh my God, Angie, live. All right. So I'm just going to put book, launch, kicker, kickstart. Because I'll be live multiple times. I'm telling you. Let's see. Yeah. Should be good here. I'm good here. I don't want to cause any trouble with my thingy here. Yes. Here we go. I could have used my tripod. Okay. So, I will never forget the looks of disbelief that were staring back at me on Zoom one day as I told a group of fellow female entrepreneurs the story of my first business retreat. The looks of shock and awe that stared back at me as I spoke reminded me that sometimes the most surreal moments in life are the ones we boldly create ourselves. How many people had signed up when you booked that luxury mansion in France? One of them asked with obvious skepticism. None, absolutely none. I answered through laughter, the memory still fresh in my mind. The Zoom room erupted with a mix of gasps and chuckles. I could see their eyes getting big. Wait, you mean you booked 10 rooms and the entire retreat venue without a single confirmed client? Another chimed in, her tone a mix of awe and incredulity. Yes, exactly. And believe me, it was one of the scariest things I've ever done. As I recounted the retreat with my group, I was brought right back to the start of it all. It was a luxury retreat in France, and I had designed a 2-day program for women entrepreneurs ready to embark on their next level of success and visibility, which still gives me chills to think about. It was the ultimate act of faith in my business. I had a strategy, I had a plan, but at the core of it all was a guiding principle. Core of it all was a guiding principle. I chose to trust my instincts and move forwards as if the future I desired was already a reality. The retreat was a 2-day heaven for women entrepreneurs, a place for them to reach new heights in their success and expand their visibility in ways they never thought possible. And I know that some of you are here who are at the retreat. So, yes, I'm talking to all of you, the women who said yes to that crazy, amazing retreat. So, yes, I'm going to take that opportunity to say that that book was written for all of you who worked with me in the last 10 years. So you may recognize yourself. I don't give names or anything. I don't really give your story either. I mix everything because it's a cocktail of all the things I've learned through my own clients and the people I helped. And you're going to also hear if you're one of my mentor or coach, I'm going to be talking about you in that book. Sometimes I name you, sometimes I don't. And then there was many more stories that didn't make the book. This is the beauty of writing a book and having an amazing team behind you. You write the book, and then the book take the shapes that it's supposed to take. So there are some events that you're gonna hear and see here that are from the past, that are from the long, long time past. If you're a childhood friend, you're gonna hear things that seems familiar, and I can't wait for you to hit those pages. Yeah, so that's why this book, I feel very naked in that book, because the goal was to go deep and find the 10 most meaningful stories of my life as a human and as an entrepreneur that could help you get going in whatever projects you're building right now, whether it's a business or a project that I know some of you wants to write books, some of you wants to do mega, trip in the world, some of you wants to um, become pilots. Whatever your dream is, that book is for you. And then if you want to learn how to use your dreams to generate cash so that you can make not only your dreams happen, but the people you help dreams happen, that's the book. So as I sat in La Maison Blanche, a luxurious guest house in the shadow of the magnificent Notre-Dame de Chartres Cathedral, I was struck by the elegance around me. The venue was a tribute to the queens of France, with every fabric, every tone speaking of opulence and history. Sitting on a peach velvet chair, I looked around at the circle of women joining me. Welcome, everyone, to this transformative journey. I began, my voice tinged with emotion. Thank you for daring to embrace this adventure. Mid-sentence, I paused, a wave of realization washing over me, and tears started flowing. And I remember that moment. The scene before me was exactly as I had visualized it during my meditations for 3 months leading up to the event. The circle of women, each on their velvety throne, was not just a gathering, but a manifestation of a dream I had nurtured in my heart. And by putting my butt on the floor every single day to meditate, and by nurturing my mind and body with a vision of a reality I wanted to create, I had made it happen. And I'm going to pause right there, because it's going to require you to put the butt on your floor, or to go inside of you. And I had this realization last week again when I hit the TEDx stage. It was another visualization that became true. And when I hit the stage, I had like a nanoseconds where I couldn't see anything, because the light for the cameras are so strong that you don't even see the people in front of you. But I had within me, I'm like, oh, we are here again. And that here again is that visualization. And I don't want to cry right now because I have some makeup on. Okay, but What you nurture inside of you is what's going to happen. And there is no other way. So this is why, in the work we do here at Social Media Love, we work on the strategy, yes, and the plans and all the things, but we work on the inner work to the point that I have a full, 3 month, sometimes 6 month program that is about just that. Nothing's going to happen until you do the work inside of you, and that you train your mind and body to behave and respond and feel the way you want to feel in your next adventure. And I used to be the one thinking, another thing. And then the word manifestation irritated me a lot. But there is other words you can use. But at the same time, that's what it is. You think something, you intentionally think about it, you nourish that thought, you take, intentional actions every day. You don't worry about any of the how. That's the key. I talk about that in the book too. You don't worry about the how things gonna happen. You just already visualize them as if it happened. And you feel in your body the emotions and the feelings of being in that reality. And the stories I share here are what I call, organized manifestations. And some of them um, are by default manifestations, because I think, and I think I'm not the only one to say this, we manifest all the time, whether we want or not. Hi, Helly. Hi, Eleanor. Hi, Shasha. Oh my God. So again, if you want to come with me on screen with your coffee or whatever, come and say hi, ask question about the book. I put the link in the comments. It's up to you, but I would be more than happy. I have 20 more minutes with all of you for this live. I will go live again and again and again, because I want to give a chance to all of you to be there, to bath or bathe in that vortex of love and all the things. Hi, Margaret. Oh my God, we have Den Haag in the room. Oh my God, we are all over the world. So also talking about all over the world, in the comments, you'll find the links for each of your countries where Amazon is, right? So I know we have people from New Zealand, we have people from Africa, we have people from Europe, from the UK, we have people from Canada and the US. Tell us where you're from, because you know what? This little baby here is gonna need another type of community. Like, I feel that we're already very tight, all of us here, but we're gonna keep building a world, because you know what is my dream? Okay, I'm gonna share my biggest dream, because there is no such thing than sharing your dreams. That make sure you share it with people who respect you, don't judge you, right? So one of my biggest dream is to have a social media love headquarter, at least on each of the continent, where women entrepreneurs and leaders would gather to reconnect with their visible factors. That's another topic. But I'm just sharing my dreams with you. Thank you, Helly. Okay, can I share some of your beautiful message, guys, here? Yes, Helly. Thank you for celebrating me. Eleanor. Hi. Yay, yay. Margaret. Hello, hello. And then we had Charlotte in the house earlier. Okay. I love it. Thank you. I love feeling that you're here. Okay, let's continue this. I can't believe this, I whispered, more to myself than to the group. This is exactly how I saw what I saw in my vision. The woman looked at me, curiosity in their eyes. This, I continued, gesturing around the room, this was all in my mind, and now it's here in reality. You are here with me. You are proof that what we imagine can come to life. This moment was also part of a vision I wrote within the pages of my journal, penned on March 8th, 2021. A vision so vivid, so precise, it mirrored the very essence of the retreat. So the retreat was in 2023. And the vision of that retreat started in 2021 on paper. I forgot about it. But I found it after the fact, which blew my mind. So a vision so vivid, so precise, it mirrored the very essence of the retreat. It was the crescendo of one of my biggest aspirations, a piece of my soul's blueprint that I had momentarily forgotten until the universe unfolded before my eyes. In this entry in my journal, I chose to write to my late grandmother as if it was already 2022. Here's what I wrote to my grandmother. My business isn't just thriving, it's flourishing. I'm asked to speak on podcasts, and I'm being sought out for interviews across Canada and France. And here's the clincher. I am in France this week celebrating my birthday and leading the women's retreat in Chartres. The manifestation of these words into reality knocked my socks off when I read them 2 years later. It was more proof that I am powerful, and when I read them, I am powerful, and if I get intentional with my thoughts and energy, the universe will deliver. Each time I recount this magical adventure, it sends shivers down my spine, a perfect reminder of the countless possibilities that lie in mastering my thoughts, harnessing my body's wisdom, and aligning with my energetic potential. So, when my entrepreneur friends asked me how I pulled off this luxury retreat in France, I told them it's all about blending unwavering faith with tangible actions. It's about seeing the future with such clarity and conviction that it can't help but materialize. Believe in the yet to happen, I told them. Step forward with the assurance that your dreams are not just imagination, but fragments of your future reality coming together. That was the essence of my retreat, sponsored for my retreat, an experiment as a group of women leaders and entrepreneurs surrendering to the power of faith and action combined. I remember sitting in my room on the first night of the retreat. I was still deep in thought about how incredible well it was all coming together. I had just enjoyed a 5 course meal with my clients, and it was time to rest. There was a queen's portrait hanging by my bed, and the woman in the portrait seemed to be staring into my soul. I had this strong urge to speak to her, and I did. I don't know what your dreams were, girl, but what I know for sure is I'm living one of mine right now. I hope you got a chance to be who you wanted to be within the course of your life, surrounded by princesses, kings, and other royalties. Every woman, no matter her circumstances, deserves to live her dream. It struck me that this moment was more than just a culmination of a dream. It was a living moment of truth that I am not shackled by my past, nor I am defined by the perception others may have of me. I am not bound to carry the legacy of my past beliefs that were handed down to me, sometimes unwittingly through generations. This retreat marked a significant turning point in my life, a moment where I cut ties with the narrative that had been my silent companion since my earliest memories. Growing up in the countryside, living on a farm, I was raised in the belief that farmers didn't belong in affluent circles. I would hear things, I would hear these conversations among other families, at church or at school, not so much in my own close family, as my mom and dad always encouraged us to see beyond ourselves, even though they were a product of this environment and history. The unspoken rule seemed to be that farmers kept to their fields, their speech and demeanor unrefined, their financial aspiration modest, their education not recognized if they had any. Wealth, if attained, was often viewed with suspicion or attributed to sheer luck. My childhood was shadowed by this medieval heritage, where farmers were seen as mere pawns of the gentry, an extension of the feudal system that no longer had a place in the modern world. I recall vividly how, even at the times of my birth, my parents were still entangled in this archaic system. They were renting land from a castle owner and paying dues in a manner reminiscent of serfs from centuries past. This history, this background seemed to weave itself into the fabric of my identity, a pattern I thought was inescapable. But there, in the grandeur of La Maison Blanche, surrounded by women who were embarking on their own transformative journey, I realized the power of rewriting my story. It dawned on me that my roots, humble as they may be, were not limitations, but rather foundations. They were the soil from which I grew, rich with lessons and resilience, but they did not dictate where I could grow or how far my branches could reach. Breaking free from this narrative was not just liberating for me, it was a ray of hope for my family as well. It was as if I was showing them and myself that the ceilings we had imposed upon our aspirations were imaginary. We were not just descendants of farmers tied to the land. We were individuals capable of crafting our own destinies and of redefining our worth and our place in the world. As I sat in the opulent surroundings of La Maison Blanche, memories of my mother's journey intertwined with my own. She was a trailblazer in our family of farmers, the first to step beyond the boundaries of rural life. With no wealth to pave her way, she relied solely on her academic brilliance. At the tender age of 11, oh my God, I'm getting teary. Woof. Okay. At the tender age of 11, she was sponsored for her education, leaving the farm behind to embark on a path that would eventually see her become both a teacher and a school principal. Her story was one of breaking barriers, not just for herself, but for our entire family. I remember a particular story she often shared, one that resonated deeply with me. She was recognized by the Rotary Club for her academic achievements, an honor that included a special ceremony in the same medieval city I was in for my retreat. And it was even in the same hotel that I had chosen. I remember a lunch we had in one of the restaurants of this hotel when I was a young girl. As we sat there, my mother pointed to a corner of the grand hall. You see that corner over there? That's where Pepe and Mimi stood when I received the Rotary Club mention. Her eyes lit up as she revisited the memory, seeing her parents in that corner as vividly as if it were yesterday. The pride in her voice was palpable, but so was the undertone of struggle. Your grandparents were so worried about attending the ceremony, she continued. They were so accustomed to farm life that coming here made them feel completely out of place. They didn't feel like they could be around opulence and had no idea what to wear that day. Neither did I, for that matter. We didn't know where to stand and how to act and how to blend with this world that's so different from our farm. It was during this conversation that I solidified the retreat idea within me. If I were ever to organize a luxury retreat in France, it would begin right there, in Le Grand Monarque. It would be a tribute to my grandparents and my mother, and would be a declaration that our family, with its humble origins, belonged wherever we dared to dream. This retreat, then, was more than a professional milestone. It was a personal homage, a bridge connecting my present to my family's past. It was a statement that we are not our past, not confined by others' beliefs, nor victims of handed down narratives. In hosting my retreat called Transformation in Chartres, I was not only helping other women find their voice and expand their success, I was also honoring my family's legacy, normalizing our presence in spaces once deemed unreachable. It was my way of saying, we belong here just as much as anyone else. Think about it this way. Your visibility will expand at the pace of your own discoveries about yourself, your limitations, and the belief you feel you want to overcome. Visibility in marketing, just as in life, is a journey of shedding a past identity and stepping into a new realm of possibilities, showing yourself again and again that you can rise above historical labels and embrace a future you craft for yourself. There is one vital thing I've learned to hold on to after all this: trust in yourself. Trust like you've never trusted before, because the real game changer, the magic ingredient in my journey and in yours, is leaning into intuition and moving forward with the conviction of a champion about to win the grandest prize. This isn't just hopeful thinking. It's a lesson I learned through experience, and it's a lesson that can transform your life just as it did mine. So I'm going to pause here because we have just a few minutes left for this round live. And then I'll continue the reading later today. So we are page 10. Again, if you want to read the book, get the book, play with us. There's some stuff that you can get when you play with us in the Facebook group. Everything is in the comment section. Now, if you want to come with me live here, you can grab the link in the comments and just come and say hi. And if there anything that I just read that resonated with you, like, don't hesitate to come and see me. But as I was telling maybe earlier, is that I've never read the book in its shape like that. I read the proof, I read the PDF version, but I couldn't put myself into reading the book. I had a big fear to read the book, and I knew that it would take a special occasion to read it. So this is my first time doing it with you, and it's pretty cool to hold the book. Like, I love it. Okay, hi here. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing comments or anything. I'm gonna put you here. Phone. La la. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Okay, so feel free to grab the link. Where did I put the link? I could put it again so that everybody has it at the top. Invite, copy. Okay. Here's a link to join me. You can join me. And if you feel a little scared to join me, that's a good thing. That means you should do it. That's another thing that I talk a lot in the book, is how to use your fears to move forward. The only way to move forward is to dance with your fears, because fears are a way to protect yourself from changing. To join me today, now. Okay. I'm gonna put the link on LinkedIn as well. Post. And then on Instagram, you could join me if you want there from the app, whatever. Okay, cool. So now we have 5 minutes left, and I'm just gonna kind of give you a little recap that today, tomorrow, like the first 3 days are key when you launch a book on Amazon, because it's like social media. It uses algorithm, which is a bunch of data based on behavior and other things. So yesterday, I didn't check today, but the book was not even published. We were already ranking super high in France. So that's so cool. So I don't know about today, but so the more you do action with the download of the ebook, or if you buy the paperback, which is this, and then you leave review, this is going to help Amazon to rank and rank and rank the books, that more women who wants to become visible, whatever visible means to you, could see it. So I want to wrap up on this. And again, if you want to join me, don't hesitate, okay? And then take that opportunity as an exercise to become visible, and be with me on the screen. The other thing I wanted to say is that I want you to reflect today on what it means for you to be visible. And when we say visible to who? So something that I learned from myself is that I had to become visible to myself. Okay. Hello. So visible means to me means to become visible to yourself, because there are things that you are not seeing from yourself that are stopping you in the external visibility. And one thing that we talk a lot about the book is how you behave in one aspect of your life, whether it's personal or professional, is usually a reflection of how you behave in all the aspect of your life. And I've discovered this for myself. So this is when you go and you heal that part of you in that specific place in your life, and then everything unlocks. And that's why when I hear a lot, I don't want my Facebook profile this, and I want to be separate from professional, personal. um, this is subscribing to limitations. This is subscribing to separation and lack. So if you want to be very personal with your friends, like I would not use Facebook, right? Because it's super public, even if you are on private mode. Like as soon as you're on the internet, forget about the privacy. Like there is a minimum of it, but it's what I want you to see. This is just a story that you share about why you don't publish on other platforms. You have certain, like who you are in one aspect of your life is the same person. The reason why I may buy from you might not have to do with any of your services, but just because the way you show up. And whatever you sell, I'm going to buy it because I love your vibes. Basically, I'm exaggerating, but maybe not, right? So I just want you to reflect on this today. What does it mean to you to be visible? And where are you hiding from yourself? Either aspect of your life right now that you don't like, and that you could see that there is a reflection of this in your business, in your visibility online, or other aspect. So, and this is the start of a beautiful journey once you start to go there and become visible inside of you, because there is no online visibility that can work until you're very clairvoyant about who you are inside of you. And it doesn't mean that you're broken or there's something wrong with you. It's just, you'll see as soon as you're going to start to go in and check, where am I hiding from myself? Then you're going to start healing that part. And then that's going to unlock everything else, including your online visibility. I am a testimony of this, right? It took me 10 years to build that beautiful community that we have here. That is literally a family. That's another thing I want to share. You're building a family online. So you got to feed the kids, whether you want it or not, or you're tired or not. If you choose to be online for your business, there is no other way than feeding the kids. Otherwise, they're going to be starving and they're going to, whatever. We don't want to go there. So I'm going to let you go on this. I'm going to come back later today. Go and grab your book. The links are in the comments. Come and play with us to get some goodies in the Facebook group and be visible. And then if there is anything that comes up when you read the book, or when you hear me talking, because I'm going to be talking a lot in the next few days, share with me, DM me. I want to hear, I wrote that book for you. I want to hear what comes up. So DM me, feel like go beyond your own limitation today. I want you to come to my screen. Like, I want you to show up, right? I'm inviting you to my space so that we can rise together. Okay. So enjoy the book, grab the book, download the book, and let's meet again later today. Thank you for being there. And thank you for all the love and the shares and the messages. It really matters. It like I feel and see everything. And okay, it is thing. If I don't comment or don't see or don't reshare one of your posts, because that's my goal, I'm sharing everything you guys do for me, but I may miss some stuff. So one of the things that we teach at Social Media Love is that nothing means anything until you make it mean something. That means that don't start a story like, oh, she didn't see my comments, she didn't share anything. That must mean it's not good enough or whatever. That's a story. Okay. So you stop right there because I may have missed it. That's it. Right? There is nothing to make a story about. It's pure love, pure joy, pure celebration. I'm going through a major milestone to share that baby with you. And I have my little candles on, sending you the light. See you later. Thank you, thank you, thank you.